Well, hey guys, good morning. It is Brent Abel here at webtennis.com with day 18 of the 31-day January 2021 reboot, right? We're focusing on several different things, right? We're trying to get the old body back in shape. If maybe been sitting on the sidelines during COVID, or maybe there's some lingering effects from the holidays. Whatever it might be, right? Could be you want to literally shed some weight, some pounds, a little, a lot. Could be that better sleep, could be better energy, right? Non-buzzy, non-caffeinated, some really good foundational energy that maybe has been missing. Recovery, right? If you're getting out there, working out and exercise, what do we do to recover? What else? In my case, it's inflammation, right? All the tennis I play, all of the off-court training I do, I create a lot of inflammation in my body, and I need to knock it out. For me, I've been fortunate to be able to find something that has gotten me off of, for the last 9 months, has gotten me off of the 2 to 3 ibuprofen I was taking every day to, get the inflammation, hide it, right? So I didn't feel it when I went out and played tennis or worked out that day. Obviously not a great long-term solution. So if you want to know more about what I've been taking for the last 9 months that I no longer take that drug, ibuprofen, just let me know. You can direct message me over at Facebook or shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. More than happy to tell you what I'm taking. And it's actually some organic plant-based supplements, not a diet, but supplements as we know them. And happy to let you know what I'm taking. So guys, today, and procrastination is something I think that we all experience, for whatever reason. And like for me, I do experience some procrastination from time to time, when it's not so much with tennis. I mean, like with tennis, I've got either one other guy or I've got 3 other guys that we've already scheduled a time to go out there and play. So for me, I never procrastinate about getting out there in time. But there could be, let's say, for example, that I play some singles or doubles in the morning, come home, have a little lunch, and then I said, you know what, I want to go out and hit some serves. I want to go out and maybe do a little bit of training in the afternoon after I've had some time to kind of rest and kind of recover. And those are times on my own, right, where I might procrastinate that thing and kind of go, well, I've got a little bit more work I can do today, or I've got a little bit more of this or that. And the next thing you know is it's now dinner time. It's now evening. And I procrastinated that thing away that I really wanted to do. Or it could be that, it's raining and I decide, okay, well, today I'm going to get in the stationary bike. And I procrastinate that thing away because I can come up with, a whole bunch of excuses. And so look, let's go over to, I want to share my screen with you and we can talk a little bit deeper about this, because I really believe that this thing, and when I initially read this, it made so much sense to me. Let me first go back to day 1. And that is, what's the one thing that you can eliminate for the next 31 days? I listed out 9 things, put a question mark down here for thing 10. And I know a lot of you have picked out something. Some of you have picked out more than one thing, but my wife, and I are doing no alcohol for the month of January. And just because all these other things for us pretty much we're pretty darn good already with that. I mean, the last few years, we've sort of gone through this list right here, and we've certainly eliminated meat and chicken and pork. We do eat a little bit of fish, but all the other stuff, we pretty much, the caffeine, I'm just one little coffee a day and that's it. But I encourage you, if you're just getting started with this, if you just found out about this January 2021 31-day reboot, find something on this list and give it up for the next 31 days. Give it up for the next whatever it is. And if you need some help with that, some ideas, again, you can hit me up over at Facebook, direct message me, or brent@webtennis.com. Let's get into today's thing. And by the way, all these notes that we've been kind of building here on a daily basis, let me know if you want a copy of them at the end, and I'm happy to shoot you a copy of this list here. Okay, January 18th. What we're working on today is procrastination and the 2-minute rule, which I got from James Clear in Atomic Habits. And this link, if you have not read that book, wow, it is spectacular in terms of just explaining how habits work and what kind of keeps us from making them way too difficult. And really, the whole thing, what we're trying to do here with this January 2021 reboot is actually build habits, is build really good habits that in the beginning, I admit there's probably some white knuckling, there's probably some cravings going on, but in the end, those things go away and you start to build some habits. And if you started with me on January 1st, what I've been telling you is on February 1st, let's reevaluate. Don't think of dropping that one thing from the list of 9 I just showed you as a lifetime commitment. Just think of it as 30 days, 31 days. And come February 1st, reevaluate, see how you feel. If you feel a ton better, then why not go for another month with not doing that thing? Or why not go for a second month and pick out a second thing from that list and start to build some really good habits? And one of the things, the 2-minute rule, in terms of procrastination, in terms of building habits, is this. And I'm gonna kind of give you my thing, rather than trying to go through all the different possibilities here. But my thing is like I described. Well, some afternoons, there are times I just don't feel up to it, but I know I really want. I know the payoff would be great if I go out there and hit my serves and do my sprints and do my core stuff out there. I know it would pay off. It would be really good. And on those rainy days, those days when I've decided not to play tennis, get in the stationary bike. And the 2-minute rule says that a habit such as, let's take it from the stationary bike thing for me. And I'm going to go back. Going to go back here. Where are we here? Where are we? There we are. Good. John, I'll offline. I'll go ahead and let you know. Thank you for your question. So look, where was I? I'm going to tell you about a typical example for me, which is it's a rainy day or it's a day where I'm not playing tennis. And I've already scheduled. I've already said, well, today I'm getting on the stationary for 45 minutes. I'm going to get off the stationary and then I'm going to do my core stuff. Then I'm going to go in the garage and I'm going to do my stretch bands. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my stretching. I'm going to hang off that chin up bar and stretch out the lower back. And then I'm going to do my yoga child's pose. I'm going to do all these things. All that takes about, let's call it 75 minutes, right? And so 75 minutes could look like that's a big commitment. But what I've discovered, and if you get the Atomic Habits book by James Clear and you dig into the 2-minute rule, what you are going to discover is that, well, what's the first step in that habit? And for me, what is the first step in terms of getting on the stationary bike and starting that thing? Well, the first thing for me is to go ahead and put on my running shoes, right? They're sitting there. They're in the closet. I know right where they are. Well, if I'll just go there and, put on whatever I'm going to start with the running shoes. And if I'll just do that, that starts getting rid of the procrastination. That's the very first thing of that habit that I'm trying to build, of trying to make sure that I don't procrastinate this thing away. Now, it could be that when I want to go out and I want to serve my bucket of balls in the afternoon, I could be thinking, well, God, today, it is like 92 degrees and I don't really feel like doing it because it's hot and gosh, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just talking myself into it. Well, what's the first thing? Well, the first thing could be, let's go ahead and get that Body Helix knee sleeve that I've got. Let's put that on. If I'll just do that, then all the other things start to fall in place. All the other things I have to do to not procrastinate that thing away, to actually continue to build that habit of making sure that I'm doing what I want to do. So I don't know if I'm articulating it very well today, but procrastination can be busted if we don't think about the big picture of the thing that we want to do, and instead think about what's the very first thing that I have to do to start it. And look, I mean, you're going to have to figure out what's that thing that you procrastinate away, right? Maybe it's after you go work out and you know that what would be good is recovery, so that you know that, well, I should start going to make that recovery shake, that vegan protein shake. And other times you've gone, it's too much work, forget it, because I got to get the blender out. I got to put ice in the blender. I got to get the nut milk out. Oh gosh, now I've got to go ahead and get the powder out. Now I got to put a little bit more water in there. Now for me, right, I'm going to put a couple of dates in there and grind it up and get the cup and drink it. All right, well, there's a whole bunch of steps to make that happen, right? Just do the very first step. Don't think about the rest of them. And in that scenario there, it's, excuse me, go get the blender. Just put your hand on the blender and go put some ice in it. And that'll get it started. So curious what kinds of things that you procrastinate with or about, or whatever the next word should be. Shoot me a direct message. Let me know. Or you can put it in the comments area here. That's fine too. Or an email, brent@webtennis.com. Would love to know. And but look, my strong recommendation to you today is go pick up Atomic Habits, the book by James Clear, and dig into it. It's fantastic. I mean, it's changed so many things that I do in terms of what we're talking about today, procrastination. It's changed some things in my tennis game in terms of me thinking about the game in terms of habits. What are really good habits that I want to continue to build in the warm-up, in practice sessions, in drill sessions, in matches? What are good habits that I want to continue to reinforce? And there are small little atomic, meaning micro, small little micro atomic habits can yield big results. So pick up the book. Link is in the description area. Guys, with that said, I think we're done for the day, right? Yeah, another beautiful day here in the desert. Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I will see you again tomorrow.